In the heart of Texas, a young woman full of hopes and dreams, Anggy Diaz, saw her life brutally cut short. A murder so shocking it seems to have come out of a horror movie, but unfortunately it's all true. Decapitated, mutilated, and found lifeless in her own home. The perpetrator? Her husband? But what could push a person to commit such an inhuman act? And who was Anggy Diaz really? And above all, who is Jared Dekas, the man who was supposed to love and protect her? Get ready to discover the truth about one of the most shocking crimes of recent years, the case of Anggy Diaz. Anggy Diaz was only 21 years old. She was a young woman originally from Nicaragua who came to the United States with the goal of building a better future for herself. Those who knew her described her as kind, reserved, and hardworking. She worked two jobs to support herself, one in a gym and one as a beautician. Despite the difficulties, she was always smiling. She had remarkable strength of spirit and a contagious desire to live. Anggy had moved to Waller County, Texas. In this small community, far from the chaos of the big cities, she hoped to find tranquility. But she was also looking for love, and she found it in a man who would change the course of her life forever, Jared Dekas. Jared Dekas was the son of a well-known family in the area. His father owned a ranch and a large property. From a young age, Jared was considered a troubled child. He had no stable career, showed signs of emotional instability, and was often seen wandering around the town in a disturbing manner. When Anggy and Jared met, their relationship was immediate, passionate, but also confusing. In less than 2 months, they decided to get married. Some of Anggy's friends said they were worried. It had all happened too fast, but she seemed happy. She believed in marriage, in the possibility of changing things. However, the first cracks began to appear almost immediately. Anggy confided in friends that her husband was jealous, and not a healthy jealousy. Jared monitored her whereabouts, questioned her constantly, got angry over trivial things. The obsession turned into psychological abuse. According to some testimonies, Jared also began to consume drugs on a regular basis. His instability increased. Some neighbors reported screams coming from the house, constant arguments, crying. Yet Anggy didn't report it. Like many victims of toxic relationships, she believed that she could change, that it was just a phase. She was afraid but also hopeful. She wanted the marriage to work. The morning of January 11th, 2023 seemed like any other day, but behind the walls of the couple's home, a nightmare was unfolding. According to the reconstruction of the authorities, Jared Dekas entered the room where Anggy was and brutally attacked her. He used a sharp knife and decapitated her. Her body was left on the floor while her head was found in another room. After the crime, Jared left the house and went to his father's property a few steps away. He seemed calm, almost detached. It was his father who called the police, noticing something strange in his son's behavior. When officers arrived, Jared immediately confessed, "I did it. I killed her." The detectives who entered the house were shocked. The scene was so brutal that it seemed unreal. Anggy's mutilated body lay on the floor, while blood and signs of a struggle were everywhere. No sign of remorse, no attempt to hide the crime. Jared was immediately arrested. During the interrogations, he appeared cold, almost detached. Some called him devoid of empathy. Others considered him in a state of mental alteration. But was it just madness? Or was there something darker behind this act? Analyzing Jared Dekas' psychological profile is essential to understand the origin of so much violence. Several experts, consulted during the investigation, spoke of a possible personality disorder. Jared showed typical signs of pathological narcissism, psychotic traits, and poor impulse control. Obsessive jealousy, combined with a sense of absolute possession towards the wife, is a recurring pattern in femicides. Jared did not see Anggy as an independent person, but as an extension of himself. When he felt he was losing control over her, he reacted in the most extreme and inhumane way. There are also elements that suggest a disconnect from reality. The post crime coldness, the lack of emotion, and the almost mechanical declaration of guilt. The news has deeply shaken Waller County and the whole of Texas. The Latino community has organized vigils, fundraisers for Anggy's family, and awareness campaigns against domestic violence. On social media, the hashtag Justice for Anggy went viral. Thousands of users shared messages of condolence, outrage, and calls for justice. Anggy's family, devastated by grief, asked for silence and respect, but they also expressed a wish that Anggy's name would not be forgotten and that her story could help other women get out of abusive relationships before it's too late. Jared Dicus was indicted on a capital murder charge. He showed no remorse at the time of his arrest. Defense attorneys attempted to push for a psychiatric evaluation that could declare him incompetent. However, so far, there has not been enough evidence to support a disabling psychiatric diagnosis. The trial promises to be long, with multiple testimonies and video evidence. Some surveillance cameras have reportedly filmed moments before and after the crime, and even some of Anggy's last hours of life. Anggy's death leaves an immense void and a question that continues to haunt those who have followed the case. Why? Why was a young woman who only sought love and stability killed so brutally by the one who was supposed to protect her? Why was no one able to save her? Were no signals detected in time? The truth is that too often, the signs of domestic violence are overlooked, victims are left alone, and society continues to ignore the danger hidden behind certain relationships. Today, Anggy Diaz's name has become a symbol of a larger battle. Her story is a warning. We cannot change the past, but we can ensure that her death was not in vain. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, don't wait, get help. Abuse is never love. Thank you for watching this video. If you also want to help spread awareness on these issues, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share Anggy's story. Justice for Anggy is not just a verdict, it is a collective commitment to never look the other way again.